Everybody, welcome back to the Raging Podcast. Man, do we have some news for you. First and foremost, you can check out the podcast usually first on the YouTube channel. All the links are in the description. If you want to listen to it on the go, you can listen to it on Google Play if you have an Android phone. You can also listen to it on iTunes if you have an iPhone. There's also Stitcher Radio if you guys are a fan of that as well. But the topic today, and we've been trying to talk about this for weeks, man. I lost my job, and I really didn't want to make this podcast, so I will open it up just like this. Probably a month ago from today. Now, this podcast isn't going to be up until next week, most likely, but anyway, a month ago, I was called into the conference room with me and a lot of other people within our company. Our companies recently merged together, and one of my coworkers, they saw it coming from a mile away because they've actually experienced it in their previous jobs. Usually, I know, dude, like usually in mergers, and this is, oh, by the way, hold on, let me introduce that man, Blue.
Bruh, deadass son, don't even talk to me right now, yo. I don't even want to say nothing right now, man.
Good. Let me finish up my thing then. But anyway, so, and FYI, if you guys didn't know, when two companies merge and become one, it's not always fun and games for some of the employees. I happen to be some of those employees. So what they do is they screw up on the freaking financial crap, the budget, blah, 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 and then they have to cut people. And to put a long story short, because I really just want to rage all day, to be completely honest, but then no one else will be able to talk in this podcast. I lost my job to India. So pretty much all that's happening is they're replacing me and 40-ish other people with people from India who they're going to pay less, and they, I'm not doubting anything, but they probably don't have the skill set or experience I currently have. I've been here, Blue, this will be my 4th year if I would have, stayed.
Oh my gosh, that's so deep.
I know, dude, like, and I'm a young fellow too. This is happening, oh, by the way, this is happening to a lot of people of all ages, but it's like for us young people, we don't even get a chance. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so it's all about the money. It's all about greed. It's just corporate America being corporate America. So I guess to give you a little glimpse of the story. So I walked in. I was like, okay, well, this is going to be a short meeting today. I wonder what we're going to talk about. Waltz up in there. I know, waltz up in there, and then the boss man's like, yeah, so blah, 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 blah. We fucked up on the budget, blah, 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 blah. And since we don't really have a need for a lot of you guys, your positions are pretty much being deleted. So if you want to stay, your last day is May 1st. If you stay, you get a severance package. And what a severance package is, for those of you who don't know, it's pretty much like it's kind of like a paycheck that you get after working for a company for so long. I know for this company, the one I'm currently at, if you work between, I think it's like per year. So per year, you get a certain amount of weeks off. So, but that's only if I stay. If I were to find another full-time job before May 1st, I don't get to collect that severance package, which kind of, well, I don't know. It just depends on the next job. It could suck, especially if you've been there for, I don't know, 5+ years, which dude, Blue, check this out. There was a guy who worked at this company before the deletion happened. He's been there for 12 years.
Oh, way, my nigga.
12 years, dude. Like, that's history, bro.
Where's the loyalty, man?
Clearly,
that's crazy.
Yeah, that was crazy, bro. Like, they're firing people. Like, well, I guess, quote unquote, laying off people who've been there 5+ years, 10+ years, 2 months, bro. So there's this engineer guy we hired on probably 2 or 3 months ago, and he already has to look for another job already, dude. That's like the most ruthless thing ever.
That's not comforting at all, yo.
At all. I mean, granted, he won't have any troubles finding like another position. I mean, if you're like an engineer or something, you're gonna be cool for the most part. But that's ruthless, bro. But anyway, so we finished up the little quote unquote meeting. Everybody walking out that office pissed as fuck, dude. Oh my god. And it didn't really click with me just yet. Probably it clicked with me 10 minutes after I walked out. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, wait a minute. I gotta go out and find work again.
Oh,
and it just like, dude, it sucks finding jobs. You already know how it is, Blue. Putting in application after application, maybe waiting for a call back, maybe waiting for an interview. Like, nothing is guaranteed in this country anymore, bro. Especially with, and no offense to anybody, like, I know blah blah blah. Like, I don't want to sound like a certain way, but India is taking over, my dude. Like, I understand y'all need jobs too, but it's like what about me, the actual American? I'm not trying to sound all privileged and whatnot, but if I can't even find work in my own country, especially work that I've actually studied for and got a degree for and got a few certifications for, and then I still get the boot out of nowhere, it's like that leaves me feeling like it cuts me so deep. And
that's a low blow, man.
It really is, bro. But that's kind of my story, Blue. By the way, Mom, if you're listening, I didn't tell you, but surprise. My last day is May 1st.
Jeez.
So I mean, I'm really not worried, but I'm pretty sure I can find a job rather quickly. Worst kind of worst, I'll make it work. Nothing bad's gonna happen. So. But anyway, Blue, I guess I want to turn it over to you, bro. Like, you got any few thoughts on this topic? Oh, by the way, and I'm actually going to post a link to the 60 Minutes video Blue and I saw. It discussed exactly what's happening right now for the rest of the country, and like it actually literally firsthand happened to me. So link of that video / article in the description. So Blue, I'm gonna turn it over to you, bro.
All right, so, wow. All right, can we actually talk about this whole HB1? What the hell?
Yeah,
HB1
the H
visa crap.
Yeah.
All right.
The H1B. Yeah, that's what it is.
Oh, whatever the hell it is. Sounds like a virus to me. All right, so I'm at work. I'm just chilling at my job. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, one, I'm already paranoid. Like, I don't know if it's PSD from like my previous jobs and like just always being bullshitted in the past. But every day I'm at work, I'm like so panicky, or not so panicky, but just like always nervous because the work that they're giving me is like they're telling me, oh yeah, take your time, do what you can, and don't try to rush it. It'll all come within time and all that good stuff. Excuse me. And every other job, it's you gotta learn this now, you gotta learn this now, you gotta learn this now, or we're letting you go. And there have been other times where I've been given the okie doke where they tell me that I'm doing all right, or they don't tell me what's wrong, or they don't tell me, where I need to improve and all that stuff. They just give me that assurance that I'm gonna be okay, and then I get let go. I don't want that happening with this job. Like I keep telling them, if there's any way that I can improve, if I'm moving too slow, if I'm this, if I'm that, please let me know. I'm just that paranoid because I've been bullshitted so many times in the past. The fact that this job is just telling me that, just take my time, relax. We don't want you to feel all stressed out and whatnot. I feel like this is another setup again. And it's probably not, but that's just default in my mind because of everything that's happened to me before. Reading this article today, I'm looking around. I'm like, yo, fuck you. Fuck you. The CEO walked past and I'm like, bro, you some traitor ass man, some backstab right here, yo. I'm like upset in my mind, and like Like, it really just blew me away. Just the fact that, you know, this whole H1, 1HB, XYZ visa crap is supposed to be to help out, you know, foreign education to come to America and, you know, make their difference, you know, shine their knowledge and all that good stuff, and, you know, be able to actually, you know, advance, well, not really advance themselves, but, you know, get themselves in a position that's worth their education. That's absolutely cool. The guy that wrote the bill, was mentioning this to the journalist, and now apparently corporate America found some loopholes and are just screwing people over. Because what, they had to be paid a like minimum of 60,000 and whatnot. And then companies, the people that they're hiring that's already in America, they get paid for like 100,000 or some odd, or so it says, like 100,000, like 1,200,000, or what's the number, 100,000 or 120,000, and all that good jazz. And they're letting those people go so that they can hire somebody from another country to come in and take their spot, and then making them train those people, knowing that they're taking
I actually jot that down on my notes too. Before we jump ahead, I just want to give everybody a little FYI. This whole process is especially hitting the IT fields really hard, because surprisingly enough, we're the ones who get probably paid the most out of a lot of people. Well, besides like doctors and lawyers maybe, but we get paid a pretty hefty chunk, and I think it's within good reason. You have to go through a lot of school for it and get those certs and whatnot. Just
without the IT department, there wouldn't be no business.
Yeah, exactly.
So you have to compensate us for how important it is for somebody in that position to. It only makes sense. Right. If that wasn't the case, then, you know, there wouldn't be that much people being IT. I mean, hell, there'd be a shitload of people that wasn't doctors if it didn't get paid as much as it did.
Right.
It's just point blank, period. But now CEO people, like companies, they're just like, oh, instead of paying Billy Bob over here, who's Die Hard America, has been working with us for 10 plus years and is making $120,000 a year. We could just pay Ahmed from India to come in, pay him 60,000 to do the same job Billy Bob is doing, and we're gonna have Billy Bob train.
Yeah, that's like the most demoralizing thing I've ever. Well, I actually saw the video version of it. I would be actually pissed. And on that note, like, can I get paid 60K? Please, like, I'll do it.
I'm trying to figure out how much they're gonna be paying these dudes that's gonna be taking y'all place. If that's the case,
for real, like that's so. Like, imagine you, no matter what field you're in, it can be in the medical field, it can be in the IT field. Just think, if you were told you only had a couple months to live, essentially, and you got to train your replacement, how would you actually feel, bro? All that training for nothing, all that school for nothing, all that experience for nothing. You know what I'm saying?
That hard work and that dedication that you put into the job, I like that. When I was reading that job, I tell you, I was crushed. I felt like I was stabbed, and this job has done nothing to me but give me snacks to eat while I'm at work. And give me an hour lunch break and just tell me to relax whenever I need it. That's all they've done, and I felt like I've been stabbed 50 times in my back, all over my spinal cord, just reading that damn article, bruh. Like, it's
heartbreaking, bro.
That's some crazy stuff right there. It really hurts.
Yeah.
It ain't even happened to me. And I'm like, yo, like, I was so upset. People at my job was literally like asking me, yo, you good? I'm like, yeah. It's like, man, if this is a lot, just take your time. If you got any questions, just ask. I was like, nah, man, I ain't even like that. This is just shit from something else, man. I'm cool. Just let me be. My height. And like, I had to get up and then walk out, and then I walk back in, and everybody's looking at me. I'm like, all right, guys, it's okay. I'm fine. I'm not gonna leave. Just have some other stuff I'm going through.
You know, we did.
Like
We shared that article with the rest of our company, bro. We ain't playing no games. Like everybody need to be on edge. Shoot, nobody's safe.
Man, yo.
Like that was crazy, dude. Like, and it's happening to me. This is real life, people. This is happening to me as we speak, dude. This is not fun at all. I got responsibilities and bills and loans to pay off.
You got all that shit that you gotta do, and now it's just like, well, we decided to go elsewhere. Like this. What happened? Why is this a thing? Why is this not being addressed to Congress and all that crap? The businesses are literally doing this. Like, this is not.
I thought our new president he was supposed to preserve our jobs for Americans. What is happening right now?
Where's that at? I don't understand. Like if you send in car companies outside of the country or other industries to create new technologies, and that's the reason for losing jobs. All right, cool. I mean, technology is growing and shit happens. I'm not saying that's a good thing, but it happens. And if you but this is a profession where you're trading somebody literally not gaining anything besides a couple more thousand that you could spend because you're no longer paying somebody a ridiculous amount and you're paying somebody to do less. But now that person doesn't have a job anymore.
Right.
How easy is that guy? How easy is that man or woman going to find a job that pays as much as the last job did?
Right.
Just off the bat.
Like, it's insanity, dude. Like, if you've been working, I do agree, if you worked, 10, 15 plus years, you should be making a ridiculous amount. Like, I'm not even going to deny that. And I know I'm going to sound a certain way, and I really don't care right now, bro. But old people, this is y'all fault. This is y'all fault. And now I have, not an excuse. Like never mind. I take that back. We've already hated corporate America from the get-go pretty much. But now we even have more of a reason to despise it, because now it's like a fight literally for survival. Like, how can we be reliable in our own country? Why is our own country turning its back on us? I don't understand that at all.
Like, this is literally crazy. People are talking about, like, that's shit that I don't understand. It has nothing to do with foreign people coming to take our jobs from us. It has nothing to do with the people that are giving them those jobs. It's
all about greed. Here. It's all about greed, man.
And that's the thing that I'm saying. And that's the thing that I keep I mean, I don't tell Republicans that because I don't know any Republicans, but that's my idea behind the whole Republican output and put money into the rich people and then they'll create more jobs. No, they're not.
Nah, not
at
all.
They're really not. Unless they see that they can innovate. And even then, if they do get more money to where they can be able to increase production, so they try to create more jobs, they're not going to create more jobs. They're just going to find another way to get some type of technology so that they can pay less people or cut some people off.
Right.
That's just how it works. That's the only thing that makes sense. You're literally not going to pay more people if you're making more money. That's not how it is. People are greedy as hell.
Not all people are greedy as hell, but a lot of them. A lot of American people are greedy. A lot
of American people, they are just naturally greedy. They don't get, when it comes to corporate America, they don't give two fucks about you if you're just a grunt.
Right.
They literally don't. They will let you go in a heartbeat if they feel like you're just being a hindrance to the job. Right. That's the thing that and it's crazy because I was talking to while I was back at school, one of my professors, my issues in management professor, he was the CIO of the school, and I was cool with them, kissing ass and all that good stuff, talking to him after class and all that good jazz, making sure that he knew my name and all that good stuff. Mm-hmm. And then we were talking about something about how, the Internet of Things and how technology is just growing to where you pretty much can just like nowadays it just seems like everything you do is driven by technology. Hell, they even got some McDonald's where you can order, you can make your own order on like this little kiosk thing, and then they'll get it out for you. And then I thought about it, and I'm like, well, if they have that, then there's no need for people to work at the cash register.
Right.
There's no need for that. If you could pay with your card at the kiosk or take your payment at the kiosk, there's no reason for people to cut out to work at the cash register. That means that you could just take out three people's jobs right there because you got the kiosk thing. And then it's like, yeah, and then it's like it creates more people, it creates more job for the IT field. But now people that don't have an IT degree or IT experience or anything like that that just worked at McDonald's because they're either just trying to make money or they don't have the education to do else, they're not going to lose their job because they're trying to save money and get more money for the company. And now even IT people, they're not even safe
IT
because
people
they
aren't
can
even
just
safe.
be they can just be outsourced by people from India because apparently all they do is just computers and doctor work.
Right.
Or medical work. So we're not even safe.
Yeah,
And that's
man.
ridiculous because people just keep saying, "Oh yeah, IT, you good, you good." Yeah, I'm good as long as I'm still fresh. But the moment I get experience and I start making this amount of money, my chances, just looking at the situation, my chances of probably getting another job after I make so much money after a couple of years is probably going to continue to decrease because they can just get somebody from another country,
Dude,
pay them so much less.
you know what? I'm starting to think. So, when they do hire people to do the same job with less pay, what are IT people like us going to have to do? Are we going to have to settle for a lot less when we do eventually find other IT positions? You know what I'm saying? Because it feels like a cycle that's going to happen right now. Like say for example, like a Indian gentleman or female or whatever leaves that job. It's like, what if they offer to an American? Is it going to be at the same rate, you think? Because then if it's not at the same rate or higher,
they're probably going to drop it.
I mean, then we would have no choice but to accept less pay. Does that kind of make sense?
It does. And I honestly don't even want to think about that. That just seems freaking ridiculous to me right now, man. Like,
it does, because I want to focus on this quote too. And Blue, I think you were going to bring it up, but this exact quote from the article, and this is from a Indian guy. They've been working there for 20 years, and I suddenly have taken their job. If I lose a job, I can go back to India, but where can they go? That is the scariest shit I have heard in a very long time.
Ridiculous. It is ridiculous, man.
That's crazy. Like
that is nuts to me.
Like I actually had to breathe and think about that quote.
You just gonna let people go that actually live in this country. You're gonna let them go for your own greed and screw them over. When the person from that's coming from another country, they can come in, do their job, and then they can leave. They can go back home. Knowing them, they probably saved up their money and be balling when they go back to India anyway.
Hell yeah. Or any other country that's not the U.S. It seems.
Yeah, but us, if we're here, what the fuck else are we gonna do? Look for another job that is gonna hire us because they're gonna pay less. I promise you, like once I start making this, like with the rate that I'm making right now, I'm not going less.
Right.
I'm literally not gonna be going less unless I am like knee deep in debt and I need to make payments ASAP, or they're gonna take my girlfriend from me, or any of that stuff. Then if I'm in that dire situation, then okay. But I don't see that happening for any type of reason. Knock on wood. And like, But it's just crazy. Like people, they're not gonna drop what their pay rate is because that's how much they're worth.
Yeah. And
That is how much
you
they're
know
worth.
what? You know the funny thing, they can still afford us. They can still afford Americans. Like, what are we gonna do? Are we gonna eventually get pushed back into a situation to where we have to look for jobs in other countries? You know what I'm saying? Because of a whole greed thing, my dude. Like our country is expanding. We're getting more money. I don't understand. Like you can afford us. Like you've been doing it for 20 plus years. Apparently,
Exactly.
everybody's making more money. Everything is costing a lot more. Food, gas, everything,
Like
toys.
something just needs to be done. Like I don't even know because like this whole corporate thingy, and of course we'll have somebody like Trump, Mr. Corporate himself, as our freaking president talking about something he's gonna bring in jobs.
He's gonna
He
have to step it up, bro.
man, that's an understatement to what this nigga gotta do, yo.
He
That's an
has to. He has
understatement.
no choice but to step it up now.
Cause this is a scary thought. Like if I wasn't paranoid before, bruh, like I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go into work every day and just like, all right, I gotta get my job done. I gotta get my job done, and then everybody's gonna be looking at me crazy. And like that type of mentality, they don't want that in the environment. But just because of this article, just because of your situation, like I was even telling during the interview process, I was telling the managers and like the other coworkers while they were interviewing me that like explain to them Joey's situation and like other situations with corporate America, how like right now currently they just have a bad taste in my mouth because of the crap that I've seen Joey go through, and like how you've been always been having issues with your job and whatnot, way before this whole thing came up. And like they're just like, oh no, we're definitely not that type of company and all that good stuff. And like it was like I don't know, like too it seemed too good to be true. And even right now it seems too good to be true. And like at this point I'm just like, all right, I didn't want to have to not really guard myself, but stay on edge and want to pursue, or not even pursue, just be more aware of my options and try to look for other positions and whatnot. But it just seems like I have to. Like when I got this job, I was like, finally I could take a break, I can relax. Like I feel like a weight is off my shoulders. I can calm down on my studies as far as IT goes, because I got to learn this big ass system, and that's going to take a while to begin with. But I could take a break. But now it's just like, nah, I can't take no break because some shit could pop off with the job, and I could lose it within the week.
Yeah. And dude, that actually happened with another colleague of mine. He has been there since January. My man just had a baby. Like his baby is
Oh,
literally like 1 or 2 months old, newborn, and he got married late last year. So I'd imagine that would have cost him a pretty penny. He's probably like still paying off that, and he's
man.
probably 30 something. He actually looks like our age, Blue. But anyway, he like my man has a wife and kid, and they let him go. Like he wasn't even here at this job for any amount of time, and that's the sad reality of it. We're all disposable, whether we know it or not, unless we obviously own our own businesses. Well, own our own financially stable businesses. Let me reword that. But and that's why we want to do our own thing. That's exactly why we want to get out of corporate America, because we
Yeah,
don't want this happening anymore. It's
this
getting
is
old.
not. This is not like this whole your expendable thing. It's is really something else. And like if anything, this just has ignited that fire once again to just keep on doing whatever the hell I can, learning whatever the hell I can, so that I can get to that point where I could do my own work. Because I mean, yeah, the corporate America life is all right. Everything is consistent until shit hits the fan and
Right.
you lose your job.
Like if you go in one work day, and then they can fire you on the spot. That's really,
Yeah,
I don't know
man,
how I feel about that at all, bro.
it's real. It's real OD type crazy.
And God forbid it happen. And that's what this is, man. I'll get spiritual with it too. Like, this is all happening. We just got to keep having faith and trusting in God, bro. Like, let's let Him take care of everything. I think we're gonna be fine, personally, for the most part, because I know a lot of us, at least on the podcast, we still live with our parents, so we're gonna be okay. But it's gonna be like very difficult for people like us to get ahead. And I can't even imagine what my kids have to go through, Blue. I don't have kids now, just so you guys know, but I can only imagine what they would have to go through. That's gonna suck. At this rate, at least. But hopefully a glimmer of light can come through and say, hey, thanks for waking up, America. Now you know where you screwed up. Hopefully you learned from your mistakes, and maybe you can act on it and actually work on everything together like you're supposed to, because we're all in this battle. It doesn't matter if you've been here your whole life. It doesn't matter if you've been a U.S. citizen for 10 plus years, whatever. We're all in this fight together. Even if you're an immigrant, like, we're all in this. Like, either that, or we gotta like make our own America 2.0 or something like that.
Something.
Because this ain't gonna work out, bro.
Because honestly, I was all right with that whole bill thing. Like, I think it's a great idea, but for corporate America to just take advantage of it like that, that's like, yo. And it's crazy because I know a lot of people will be upset at the foreigner, and it's not even
it's not even their fault, bro.
It's not even him. Just like the Hispanics and the Mexicans coming to America and taking our jobs, that's not their fault.
It's really not. And everybody, before we even continue with this, go on, do me a favor, look up the definition of immigrant. It'll definitely save you a lot of trouble. But no, it's definitely not their faults. It's these corporations who just want to save anywhere they can. And you know what's going to happen, dude? And I'm just speculating right now, I don't think the quality of service is going to be nearly as much as someone who's worked at a place for 5+ years. I really don't think so at all. I think someone's going to take a giant hit, whether you work with, employees, clients, and, employees, rather. Well, no, not employees. What's the word I'm looking for? Customers, clients, things of that nature. People you actually sell your product or service to. They're going to take a big hit too. And they may not come back after they see the quality of service they now are experiencing, because y'all want to make some changes and penny pinch everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same way I feel about this job. Like, I just started, working at this job, and it seems like all the clients and customers that, we get calls from, they already know the support team really well.
Mm-hmm.
That was hard. And it's like, for me to just come in, I barely know the system, and then if I take their call and trying to figure things out, and then they're just gonna be like, well, where's such and such, and where's the other guy, and I'm just gonna be like, oh, they're here. I just, I'm taking your call right now. And then, I don't want that to happen. I need to make sure that I'm on my shit so that I know how to use the damn system.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't want to drop that quality of service. I don't want to get bad ratings because they're getting, or I'm taking their call and they were waiting for Billy Bob to pick up the phone, but they just found Blue, and it's just like, who the hell is this nigga? I don't know. It's crazy, man. All I know is like and even before you posted the article and whatnot, like ever since like last week, I was like, we're supposed to have a lunch with the CEO of the company, and like I was just jotting down like questions so that I remember what to ask him, and a lot of them is similar to this situation. What's his projection of the staff in the next couple of years, depending on where the business goes? Like how does he plan on dealing with a growing company and taking in more employees to compensate the amount of work that's going to be going on, and how does he feel like just questions pertaining to or directed towards how he's going to react or respond to the employees, the size of the company, and especially, the big question, the real personal question that I was hoping to ask him, one on one is if there's another company or somebody that comes in and says that they want to buy the company,
Mm-hmm.
would you give it up for X amount of money? I don't know how much because I don't know how much this company is worth, but clearly it's worth a lot if each customer that comes in that gets the subscription with the software pays $50,000. Then clearly the software is worth a lot.
Yeah.
But that's just one of those things. Like he made this company from the ground. He created this software. And I understand that some people, they start things from the bottom and then, they sell them. But I wouldn't think that, at this point you would. But then again, what do I know? Which is why I want to know. I just want to know. Like, I understand, like, we have this whole idea of, or they have the whole idea of, stress-free environment and, doing what you can and keeping the hard work, but at the same time, when you do hard work, and then you're repaid, and all that good stuff. Not having that stress life, that old mentality of working at a corporate America, but the new mentality of the new modern way of corporate or working with a company of just doing your work, and anytime you feel too stressed, take a second. As far as taking days off, there's no limit to how many days I can take off, as long as it's not like a ridiculous amount or it's at a consistent basis. I have to take a minimum of 10 days off a year. Outside of that, it's whatever. Like, that's a good mentality and all that good stuff. That's great for keeping people loyal to the company. But in situations like this, how is it just is it, I don't know. Like, I know what I'm trying to say, but I don't know how to say it, more or less. Because it's like saying, is it like you're just using us, more or less? And for some sense, I mean, yeah, we get paid to do what he needs us to do. That's absolutely fine. But if, like, you can't, like, I don't know.
I think in the previous podcast we talked about something along the lines of working for a company and a company supporting you would be a lot better if you had it in like a relationship format where both parties are giving it 100%. Like, you're there for the company and the company is there for you. They're giving you comfort and job security, and maybe some fun things to do every other week or so. Like, kind of like we were talking about Google, actually, how the employee security is godlike and how they have slides and stuff like that, and just really cool things for you to do while you work. Because granted, I'm guessing their employees work hella hard. They have to. If you're at Google, like, that's pretty much. Does it get any better than Google? I don't think so. Probably not. Maybe Microsoft. I don't know. But yeah, I just feel like in order for everyone to just be happy, you have to be there 100% no matter what. Because if you have a happy employee, you're gonna make a hell of a lot more money because of it. And I just don't. If you do it like this is definitely gonna affect people, even future people trying to work for your company. I'd imagine, like, because I'm actually gonna write a review when I'm done working at this company. I'm gonna list some pros and a whole lot of cons. But it's getting to a point to where not only do you need to find a job to begin with, you also have to find a reliable job and a consistent job to be with. And that's actually, I'm actually kind of scared about that. I mean, we're young. Yeah, we do have more. I don't even know if we have more opportunities anymore, bro. Because to get in this current job I'm at right now, that was a challenge, bro. I lost sleep trying to find this job while I was in college. So it's just really ridiculous, man.
It's like, just like the more The more I think about it, just the more, just the more flustered and frustrated and emotional that I get, because
Yeah.
it's just crazy stuff, man. It's like there's no comfort.
And this
There's
is,
no comfort at all.
I know, and granted, for the people listening to this podcast, it's definitely one of those things, you probably don't care about it as much until it actually happens to you. But
Right.
not to scare you too much, like reality check, this can happen to you. I'm 20 something years old. This is happening to me right now as we speak. An actual Indian person is taking my job, and guess who has to train him to do it? Me. So, like, this is reality. All right. I mean, it's just like I don't know, someone passing away or like a celebrity dying. You won't know, you won't feel that pain, those emotions until someone close to you has passed away or got hurt or sick or something like that. It's just one of those things where you don't really understand until you actually see it or experience it for yourself. I'm just FYI, just be aware of it. But we got to keep fighting and keeping our cool and eventually making some things happen. That's what I'm trying to do, with this whole content creation and the, podcast. I want to keep you guys educated as best as possible. And eventually, hopefully, we can reach out to more people and give them the heads up and keep them, in the know for certain things, especially when it comes to America. So, in a sense, you can call us the people's champ. You're welcome, all that good stuff. We hope you make it, and we hope we can just help you fight through it, just to get a little motivational for you. So you're welcome. But anyway, I mean, yeah, dude, I really don't have anything much more to say. For the people listening still, definitely check out the description box for this video/article. I actually watched the video version of it, and I was kind of enraged. I actually didn't finish watching it because I was watching it at work. I saw the first 10 minutes at work, and it's a 14-minute long video. And I was like, you know what? I can't even stand this anymore. And so I watched the rest when I got back home. So, but yeah, it's very tragic. And like I said, man, whether you want to hear it or not, we're all in this together. And we definitely have to keep representing parties accountable for their actions and whatnot. Especially our president, obviously. I know he just got, he's new to town. He just got here. But we need to keep him accountable first and foremost for these job situations. There's no reason why American workers can't work for America, if that makes any sense at all. That's absolutely... That's the dumbest thing I have ever heard in my entire life, to where you can't work within your own country. Your own country is turning its back on you because they want to penny pinch and save where they can. Like, what happened to America? Like, I thought U.S. people came first. I'm getting emotional. I'm going to stop. Blue, do you have anything else to say, bro? Because I'm trying to wrap this up, man. I think we spoke enough about this one subject, and if we need to continue, we'll definitely do it on another podcast or something like that.
I'm done.
All right, cool. Thank you so much for listening, everybody. Links in the description. If you want to listen to this on the go, you can download the Raging Podcast on iTunes if you have an iPhone. If you have an Android phone, you can download the podcast on Google Play. And we're also available on Stitcher Radio. It's a podcast website and an application. Everything is in the description. The article/video to what we just talked about is in the description. And normally I would end it with "we ain't complaining," but we are actually complaining this time around. So anyway, peace.